Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good and I hope you're well. So today's video I'm going to be showing you how I make my quinoa jollof. This is basically just a healthier version of jollof rice without losing the integrity of the taste. So I hope you guys enjoy. So the main ingredient for this dish is quinoa. If you've never heard of quinoa, quinoa is basically a seed that's high in fiber and high in protein. It cooks in under 20 minutes and it's gluten-free. It's a superfood that lowers your risk of diabetes, heart disease. It balances your blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, and it has all sorts of minerals that support a healthy heart, healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy bones. It's just an all-round great superfood. So this is our main ingredient. Alongside quinoa, we are going to be needing some bell peppers, some tomatoes, some onions, and some garlic. Now, this is not necessarily a how-to video, it's more so how I. So this is how I have been cooking my jollof. So I start off by peeling some onions. I prefer using purple onions, but of course you can use white onions if you prefer. I take off the bottom of the onion because when I was younger, one of my aunties told me that it actually makes your stew bitter. I don't know how true that is. Comment down below if you think it is true, but I take that off and I basically lay down all my ingredients. And of course I have a good amount of garlic cloves as well because I like that garlicky taste in my jollof rice or jollof quinoa. So of course we're going to wash our produce. I'm using a mixture of bell peppers and tomatoes. The bell peppers is going to give your jollof that red look and the tomatoes make it quite sweet, so it just depends on your preference, but I like to use a mixture of both. I'm also going to de-seed my bell peppers. In Yoruba we call this tatashe. Yeah, I'm going to de-seed the bell peppers because we don't need the seeds. If you didn't know this, bell peppers are actually rich in vitamin C, which is a great vitamin for healthy skin and healthy hair. Bell peppers as well as tomatoes are also very high in water content, which means you're getting your H3O in as well, which is amazing. The baking tray method, I've recently only just started. I didn't actually learn to cook jollof this way, but I found that the baking tray method does give it a nice smoky feel. So if you want to go for that party jollof kind of taste, then this recipe will definitely be something that would give you that end product. So I lay all my ingredients out on a baking tray and I season them. And the seasonings that I use are very simple, nothing too crazy. I don't use Maggi seasoning because that's very high in sodium and other ingredients that I can't pronounce. So I stay away from those ingredients, but I do get my taste by using Himalayan pink salt. I use black pepper, which is going to give it a really nice taste, some garlic salt because I really like that garlicky taste, some thyme, some basil, some cayenne pepper, and I think I also use smoked paprika. And guys, did you know that smoked paprika is basically bell peppers just dried down? I had no idea that was what it was, but you learn something new every day. So by doing this, you've basically cut yourself some time without having to season it in the pot, and it gives it that really nice, rich, smoky taste like I mentioned. I just put it in the oven to grill for about 30 to 40 minutes until I can see that it's starting to get a little bit charged. And then in that time, I'm gonna start parboiling my quinoa. And of course, the same way with rice, you have to make sure that your quinoa is clean, so I'm gonna wash it. But one thing I've noticed about quinoa jollof as opposed to jollof rice is that I don't get bloated. You know that super bloated feeling that you get when you eat rice, or just like that like lethargic, tired feeling when you eat like a lot of carbs? This doesn't give me that. I still feel very energized. And also, if you're wondering what quinoa tastes like, it doesn't really taste like anything. Same with rice. Rice doesn't really have a specific taste per se. It's just quinoa. I don't know how to describe it. I think you're gonna have to try it to understand what I mean. But one thing I like about quinoa is that it soaks whatever liquid that you put in it. So I put a fair amount of water, not too much, not too little, just to parboil it. And then of course we're gonna put the sauce over the top. When we do put the sauce over the top of the quinoa does soak it up really, really well. And of course it starts to taste like the sauce. So similar to rice, it just tastes like whatever you mix with it. So once that's done, I'm gonna get my peppers, tomatoes out of the oven. And now that they're really nice and charged and smoky, I'm then gonna go ahead and blend them. I put them in my blender and I blend those ingredients together, and guys, it smells so good. I almost forgot a really key ingredient here. I don't know how I almost forgot this. Of course, I'm gonna add Scotch bonnet, also known as Ropo, because I'm Yoruba and I just love spicy food. I can't believe I almost forgot. This specific Scotch bonnet is very spicy, so I'm only going to be using one, but of course use however many you feel that you can handle. Make sure that's blended through, and my oil of choice today is olive oil. Unfortunately, I ran out of grapeseed oil, and sometimes I use avocado oil, but I rarely use olive oil to cook, but of course use whatever oil best suits you. And as an indicator to see whether or not the oil is hot and ready, I'm going to chop some onions, and I'm also going to add some tomato puree. And for this video, unfortunately, I actually ran out of tomato puree, but of course use a generous amount. I didn't get that much out of this, so just ignore the tomato puree, but it is optional. If you like, use it. If you don't like, it's not by force. I actually don't even know what the tomato puree does, to be fair, but yeah, they be saying use the tomato puree, so I just thought, let me just try it. But unfortunately, I've run out because I've made this so many times. But anywho, after the oil is quite hot, I then add my pepper mix into the mixture, and I let that fry for about maybe 20 minutes. And of course I give it a stir to make sure everything is even. And as I mentioned, because we already seasoned the produce earlier, I don't necessarily have to add extra seasoning to make sure that it's flavored. The sauce is already quite flavored in itself. So I leave that for about 20 minutes, let that fry. Once it's done, I'm gonna get a bigger pot and deposit that into the bigger pot, because we're gonna be adding our parboiled quinoa to make the jollof. So it's quite easy, it's just a mixing game really. So this is our parboiled quinoa. It doesn't really taste like anything, like I mentioned, quite similar to rice, it just has a bland taste. But whatever you mix it with is gonna be the taste of the quinoa. And in this case is the pepper mix. So yeah, quite similar to jollof rice, just mix your pepper mix with the quinoa and put it on a low heat and let that cook through, and the quinoa will get less hard. I also add bay leaves just to give it that authenticity of Nigerian jollof. This is also optional. And I let that cook through for about another 10 minutes. And after that time, you're gonna have cooked quinoa jollof, and guys, it is delicious. It literally has the same taste as jollof rice, but the main ingredient is way healthier than rice. As I said earlier, rice is something that you don't want to consume a lot because over time it's actually not beneficial for your body, whereas quinoa has so many health benefits and it is bloat free, so you're not going to have a hanging belly when you're eating this. You can literally eat this guilt free. I'm just gonna go ahead and plate up my jollof quinoa, and I like to eat it with plantain or dodo. And I also like to eat it with some baked oyster mushrooms. And I try to make it all aesthetic, but unfortunately it doesn't look that aesthetic, but it tastes amazing, I promise you guys. But yeah, let me know if you've tried this recipe before. Let me know if you will try it, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye guys. Mwah.